When Kenneth Faried was in university, he was dominant. He was so dominant that he was drawing comparisons to one of the greatest rebounder and defensive player of all time, Dennis Rodman. And in the beginning of Kenneth Faried's NBA career, that comparison was looking like it was actually coming to reality. It was a legit comparison. And later on in this video, you'll see why. But starting from last season, including this season, things aren't looking too great for him, being on Denver. His name was even being brought up in trade rumors. So the question is he a failed Dennis Rodman? You'll see in a few seconds. If you're new to this channel and not subscribed, subscribe, because I drop a couple of basketball videos per week and I cover different topics of the NBA. Once again, it's Third Eye View 195 coming at you with my intellect. Stay tuned. Kenneth Faried grew up in Zion Towers in South Ward of Newark, New Jersey, which is known for its violence. But him growing up in a bad neighborhood never stopped him from his basketball dreams. He attended Technology High School in New Jersey, where he would dominate, and sometimes he goes back there to visit. Because of his dominance, he drew interest from Marist College and Iona College, located in New York. But he didn't end up going to either. He decided to go to Morehead State University. He immediately started to dominate at Morehead, and he also led the Ohio Valley Conference in rebounding in his sophomore season and junior year. He averaged 13 rebounds in 2 of those separate seasons. In case you're wondering what Ohio Valley Conference is, it's a bunch of schools with a bunch of athletes that functions in the Midwestern and Southeastern part of the United States. I went into more depth about this in another video that I made about the story of Robert Covington, from undrafted to NBA contract. Here's the suggestion at the top. Kenneth Faried was ranked 3rd in the NCAA in the 08-09 season in rebounding, and then the next season, in the 09-10 season, he was ranked 2nd overall in rebounding. He averaged double-doubles from his sophomore season all the way up to his senior season. Due to Kenneth Faried's strong play, Morehead was able to have the opportunity to participate in the 2009 NCAA tournament because they won the Ohio Valley Conference tournament. In the conference championship, he scored 15 points and grabbed 17 rebounds against Austin PAY, and he was the tournament MVP. To qualify for the 16th seed in the Midwest Regional for the NCAA tournament, Morehead State went up against Alabama State, and Morehead ended up winning 58-41. When Morehead State advanced to the 16th spot, they went up against Louisville in the first round of the NCAA tournament, but unfortunately, Morehead ended up losing 74-54. During Faried's junior season, Morehead would make it to the postseason again, and they advanced to the second round of the college basketball invitation, but they lost to Boston University 91-89. When the 09-10 season was all said and done, Kenneth Faried was named the OVC Player and Defensive Player of the Year. He also passed 1,000 rebounds for his collegiate career. Kenneth Faried would declare for the 2010 NBA draft, but he pulled out and decided to return to Morehead State for his senior season. In his senior season, Faried averaged 17.3 points per game, 14.5 rebounds per game, 2.3 blocks per game, 1.9 steals per game, and 1.1 assists per game. He also went on to break Tim Duncan's NCAA rebounding record in this modern day era after the year 1973. He grabbed a total of 1,570 rebounds, which no one in Division I basketball in the NCAA has surpassed yet since Faried set this record during the 2010-11 season. Tim Duncan originally set this record back in 1997. Faried broke this record exactly on February the 19th back in 2011 when he grabbed 12 rebounds versus Indiana State, and Morehead also went on to win that game 71-65. Morehead also won the Ohio Valley Conference tournament and became the 13th seed in the 2011 NCAA tournament. Morehead got their revenge from 2 years prior in this NCAA tournament back in 2011 and upset the 4th seed Louisville Cardinals when they beat Louisville in the first round 62-61, but unfortunately Morehead would go on to lose to Richmond in the 3rd round 65-48. This was the last time that Faried would be in a Morehead State Eagles jersey. Throughout Faried's collegiate career with Morehead, he grabbed a total of 1,673 rebounds. Faried was also named a 2nd team All-American by the United States Basketball Writers Association and by Fox Sports as well. Faried was also on the West roster for the 2011 Reese's All-Star Game, and he went on to win the MVP on April the 1st for the All-Star Game. These are Faried's overall college basketball awards and honors. Kenneth Faried would be compared to Dennis Rodman from when he was attending Moorhead. Faried would declare again for the NBA draft in 2011, and he was the 22nd overall pick. On June the 23rd, he was drafted by the Denver Nuggets, but things never got off to a good start for him. As a rookie, he wasn't getting enough minutes until a lot of the Nuggets players were getting injured, including Nene, and that's when Faried would start to get a lot of playing time. He immediately started to impact the game. He was showing that he can be this generation's Dennis Rodman, and that's when the coaching staff became impressed, and because of Faried's play style, the organization decided to trade Nene on March the 15th back in 2012 to the Washington Wizards. Faried then became a full-time starter at the power forward position for the Nuggets because Nene was out of the way. In the first game when Nene wasn't there after the trade happened on March the 17th against the Boston Celtics, Faried scored 18 points and grabbed 16 rebounds, and the Denver Nuggets went on to win the game 98-91. These were career highs for Faried. Then on April the 9th against the Golden State Warriors, Faried scored 27 points and grabbed 17 rebounds, and the Denver Nuggets went on to win that game 123-84. Because of his dominance on the boards and the amount of motor that he has as a player, he got the nickname the Manimal. He also finished third in the Rookie of the Year voting for the 2011 to 2012 season. The Denver Nuggets ended up making it to the playoffs that season, and Faried continued to show his dominance for a rookie throughout the 2012 playoffs. He averaged a double-double. He averaged 10.4 points per game and 10 rebounds per game, but the Denver Nuggets lost in 7 games to the LA Lakers. During Faried's sophomore season, the 2012 to 2013 season, he was named the Western Conference Player of the Week once. Faried would get a career high again on December the 27th back in 2014 when he grabbed 25 rebounds, and he scored 26 points as well. The Denver Nuggets went on to win that game against the Minnesota Timberwolves 106-102. On October the 6th, the Denver Nuggets would sign Faried to a 5-year $60 million extension, and this is what Tim Connolly said, the Executive Vice President of Basketball Operations and General Manager for the Denver Nuggets at the time. "We value the energy and excitement that Kenneth brings night in and night out, and we are thrilled to have reached an agreement on a contract extension. We are truly looking forward to watching Kenneth continue to grow as a player and leader for the Denver Nuggets." That's how much the organization believed in Faried at one point. He would continue to play solid until he lost his starting spot last season, and he was really upset about it. He said, "That's my spot, that's my spot. I don't like people taking my spot. I didn't take kindly to that. Coach knew that. My teammates knew that. I was outspoken about it. I was really upset." Which is suspect to me, because before this article was published that I got his quote from, as a starter, Kenneth Faried was averaging from November the 12th to the 16th back in 2016, 15.3 points per game, 12.3 rebounds per game, 1.7 steals per game, 2.3 blocks per game, and he was shooting 54.8% from the field, playing a total of 24.7 minutes per game over those 3 games. But here's the question, is Kenneth Faried a failed Dennis Rodman? And the answer is yes. By default, he is, because of the situation he's been going through with Mike Malone not giving him the minutes he deserves. If you look at Faried's first couple of seasons in the NBA and then compare it to Rodman's first couple of seasons in the NBA, you can see that Faried was doing better than Dennis until Dennis just started to take off, and Faried just goes down the drain because of the minutes situation. Even when Faried was a starter, I feel like he wasn't getting the minutes he deserves as a player. I really truly think that Faried can do amazing things in terms of rebounding and defensively, just like Rodman did back in the 80s and 90s. They literally both have the same play style. They are athletic, undersized, strong, and can grab rebounds and defend, and focus on the areas that most basketball players don't focus on in basketball. If you look at the amount of minutes that Dennis Rodman played during his career, imagine if Kenneth Faried played for those amount of minutes during his career and in the future. He would probably be grabbing the same amount of rebounds as Dennis Rodman did in the past. It's sad seeing Kenneth Faried's talent just wasting away, being on the Denver Nuggets. They should just trade him, because he can be something special in this league. He can literally become one of the greatest rebounders and defenders of all time. He has a lot of value, plus he's one of my top 10 favorite players in the NBA, so obviously me not seeing him play just hurts me a lot as a fan. And Faried said it himself just before this season started. 29 other teams can use me. I know Kenneth doesn't have much of a jump shot, and it's looking like the Nuggets want to move on and play like your average NBA team in the NBA today in terms of being a team that can shoot threes efficiently and at a high rate. great. But still, he has a lot of value and he should be getting playing time. And here's another example. Look at Tristan Thompson. If he can get playing time in this league, I feel like Kenneth Faried can be getting playing time as well. He's even better than Tristan Thompson. And the philosophy is the same with the Cleveland Cavaliers. And they've been to the finals so many times, so they know better than anyone else on how to be successful in this league and defeat a three-point shooting team, and specifically the Warriors, the best three-point shooting team in the NBA. And Klay Thompson leads the league in three-point shooting percentage at the moment. So there you go. That gives what I'm saying more validity. And I don't care what type of team you have and the style of play you have. You always need players like Kenneth Faried on your team. And players like him should be getting a lot of playing time. But that's it for the video, guys. And like I always say, please like and subscribe and hit that notification button and comment below. Tell me what you think. Your opinion matters. Peace.
I don't want my mom to be a story to my kids. Doctor says she only got a few months to live. So I pray to God he give her another chapter, or let her into his kingdom up in her life after.